Hello, folks, and welcome to the Friend or Foe Lounge. I'm your friendly neighborhood shoutcaster, Sharogen, and today we're trying a little bit of an experiment here. We're switching over to a more audio podcast format, just kind of checking things out, so you can have this play, see if we're going to kind of open up the platform a little bit. So be sure to let us know what you think down in the comments. If you like it, hate it, want me to just only have my face on the screen, just be sure to let us know. But in the meantime, let's kind of hop on over. It's like I say that, you're not actually seeing anything, but just so you know, we're going to be joined by Ahntye and from our team RLS, Rapidly Losing Sanity. I swear.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
The team that has made me lose my mind a lot. And then we have also got Barbiturate and PJ Salt from Team Washed joining us. So guys, how's it going? Just want to know how's your week been now that the quarterfinals are over and we're hopping over into the semis?
Yeah, I've retreated kind of back into just staring at my wall, waiting for next split. Without FoF, I more or less become like a side character in a general video game. Yeah. What about you, Taylor?
You know, I've got a poster on my wall with just the FoF emblem, and I just like put my hand on it and just put my head down, knowing that we're not able to compete.
Well, for me, after I bought a new Mercedes with the amount of money that we won from winning semis, nah, I mean, it's been interesting. I've just been kind of focusing on rivals a lot lately, but overall, next, RLS has a go at UB, so that should be a pretty interesting one.
Definitely, yeah. No, we'll get into that here in a little bit for sure. Like, I definitely want to get your take on that, Ahntye, like how you feel it's going to be going up against Universal Basic Income, just because obviously they picked y'all, so that says something right there. What they think about your team going into the semifinals. So
I will note that they picked us and are not able to change the timing to Tuesday, so I cannot play in that series.
Interesting.
Interesting. You got something to say for me, Red?
Oh no, it certainly sounds like it. So, you know, it's like kind of, I want to get this take from Wash first, Ahntye, because we've had you on a couple of times, but I'd like to really get Barbiturate, why don't you go ahead and kick us off with this? Like, what were your kind of take on the whole Friend or Foe series? Like, because I know y'all were a pretty new team, so I kind of just want to get your opinion on how you think things went.
Yeah, I mean, overall, we were pretty pumped. We were really confident going into qualifiers just because our individual ranks were higher than everybody else's, and we used to all be pretty actually good at the game. We had a bit of an oopsies in qualifiers after we had to get a sub ADC, and then we just kind of mental boomed. So it was cool that Wine and Wake got disqualified. We were very happy to be in the tournament. And then we were really happy with getting fourth in the general split. I think in the first magazine, I even said I think we could be a top 4 team. We didn't practice at all. I don't know if anybody knows, but we didn't scrim, and we never played together. So fourth overall, I think, is pretty good, especially with us never having played in a competitive environment. Looking forward to next split, and we're going to probably try to take it a little more seriously to be a bit more competitive.
Yeah, I mean, I know Ryan played a couple games on Pentakill Team of Please, but generally, I think everyone is just kind of really new to the competitive aspect of the game. It's just so much different than solo queuing or even duo queuing. I think realistically, I think a top 4 or even just kind of like a middle of the road finish for a team that hasn't ever competed in anything relatively competitive like this before is, I think it's realistic. But, you know, obviously we would like to push harder and better next season and finish better. But yeah, I mean, it was really fun. I had a lot of fun playing.
So that makes it sound like to me like you guys are planning on returning should season 6 kick off.
Yeah, we definitely have plans already for a slightly revised roster to come back, but we're going to be switching our mid laner to support, and we're going to be getting a new mid laner. We have a few people we have our eyes on. Fingers crossed on one of them, so we'll see how that goes.
I mean, honestly, Wash have always been a joy to watch. Y'all have some very interesting picks that, you know, always Yeah, sometimes there's a little bit of head scratchers here and there, but there are always something where it's like, hey, this is a wash pick, right? You know, I didn't expect other teams to do this kind of thing. For example, I think one of the first times that RLS played into wash in the regular season, Twitch kind of came out of the nowhere as far as we were concerned, and it absolutely wreaked havoc. Yeah, I would love to see Wash come back, you know, newer, stronger, maybe getting some more scrims in.
Yeah.
Only time will really tell, but I would love to have another season of Wash and FoF.
Really, I kind of want to open up the floor to y'all, because kind of Washed, especially, this is like your opportunity to kind of like give your opinions on like what you think the grand finals that we're leading up to is going to end up looking like, because we've got the semifinals coming up here first. So obviously, Ahntye, you're going to be going up against you and RLS, going up against Universal Basic Income. They picked y'all. So, but then we've also got TDE versus Baby, Trickle Down Economics versus Baby. And having played an entire season against these teams, what do you guys think is basically going to end up happening?
It's interesting, right? Because I wasn't a part of either of the games that RLS played against UB, right? That being said, UB is an incredibly strong team, right? RLS may have taken a game from them before, but that was with the utility monster Rengar, which I don't know if we're going to be seeing that again. If we do see the Rengar again, then chances are RLS has a very good shot of winning. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough fought series. I think that RLS can do it. I also think that RLS are definitely the underdogs going into this, though.
I mean, realistically, no, but my heart says yes. RLS is my favorite team personally. I really hope they win. I think that they have the chance to. They have some pretty good matchups across the board. You know, I think War Leader is probably just utility monster on a different account. Definite Escape are both really good. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But I think it'll probably come down to top lane. But I hope that RLS wins.
Yeah, and this is kind of the same for me. I think RLS has got a chance to take a game or two. I'd love to see them beat UB. But boy, those guys' chairs must be really wet after they win games, because those kids sweat like crazy.
All right, so it's like that. That's kind of how we're seeing that. And then we got the TDE versus Baby matchup. So honestly, I think Beat Boop has been probably one of the scarier teams. They're like low-key terrifying though, so they're not like the big evil bad guy you see looming over everything, but that evil vizier who's like sitting right in the background while the big bad UB is like causing you to draw your attention, but the real threat's behind him.
Yeah, Baby is weird because we beat them and we don't usually beat teams ranked higher than us, right? TDE, I don't think we ever had a chance against, to be honest. Leaves is the best jungler I've seen in a while, including solo queue. So it'll be interesting. And then Ultravox and Lulu are kind of the same person, so we'll see how that goes.
I'm not too sure how much I would agree with that. In my opinion, right, I think that the TDE versus Baby match is going to be Dax playing a 1v10, because Dax, in my opinion, is the best jungler in the league that we've seen, you know, in a long time. And he's so good at deciding the pace of the game, at deciding, you know, who gets ahead, who gets behind, etc., etc. Like, just controls everything really well. I played on a team with him before. He's so strong at, you know, not just controlling how everything goes, but also how the team feels. The issue is, if Dax gets tilted, right, this is that 1v10 part coming in. If Dax gets tilted, the game's over. The set is over from game one if Dax gets tilted. Like, if Dax is playing on point, I think that Baby are ridiculously strong. But there's that tilt factor, right? That one caveat. So if TDE can play around Dax really well, if Dax gets frustrated, it's a question of, will they be able to keep in the game mentally speaking?
Like, do you have any predictions as to who the final two are?
I'm gonna go UB and TDE.
I think it's going to be UB and Baby for me. I personally think that Baby's going to win the TDE matchup. I think it's going to be like a hard-fought series. I think it'll go to, you know, the final game, but I think Baby's going to pull it out.
To go with RLS and WASH for my finals predictions.
RLS versus WASH in the finals?
Yeah, didn't the finals already happen last week?
Yeah. The rest of it's just consolation. Honestly, It really does depend on the UB RLS match, because I think that RLS have a real shot of taking it. Just a lot has to fall into place, right? TD versus Baby is really, really interesting to me, because I think that Baby across the board tend to be better, in my opinion. It's just very difficult in terms of like mentally speaking, because I think that TDE in terms of mental are ridiculously rock solid, and they don't have that same volatility that Baby does have. So game one, I think, decides the entire series.
Yeah, I could see that.
Honestly, I have a feeling that that's definitely going to be probably one of the more hard fought series. I want to say I think RLS is going to take it as well. I think it's going to probably be like a 4-game series at the very least, if not a 5-game series though. So that's going to be a long one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're completely right about the whole Baby thing. That's going to be, I think it's going to be a quick one. Honestly, I think it's going to be a 3-0 one way or the other. Is there a particular team that kind of stands out to you guys as like having improved the most over the course of the entire season? Like
AWE was weird because I think they were 0-8, right? I never thought they were a bad team. I thought they were pretty good. I was just surprised. They seemed like they just kind of threw randomly almost every single time they had a chance to win.
AWE were doing the dig thing, right? You know, up until they lose, they're winning.
Right, yeah. Like they were always winning the game, and then they would just all of a sudden. So it seems like they kind of came around to where they should have been. I'd probably put it on New Wave Tsunami just because eventually they kind of figured it out with some, role swaps around a little bit, and they seem like a better, more competent team near the end.
Yeah, I think it's AWE for me. I mean, to drop so many games in a row and then come back and start winning. I mean, I know they made some roster changes, but boy, it's got to be tough, like being in a competitive league and not winning and having to show up every single week and, just get so unfortunate to not, get a game. But I think for me, it's going to be AWE.
While I do think that AWE made a lot of changes that for the better, because a lot of it can be attributed to roster swaps, it's a little hard for me to say that they would be my first pick for most improved overall team, right? In terms of overall teamwork and forms of like cohesion and the way how they play together, my thoughts go to TDE, because TDE has, from the beginning of the FoF season to the end of the FoF season, they have consistently gotten so much better at playing around each other, to the point where Bob Joseph, for example, is literally just allowed to be completely unlocked and roam wherever it is that you want. Mizusa, for example, was on the Kale, got super far behind. The entire team plays around it, allows Mizusa to get back, and it doesn't even matter. Like, TDE went from a team that was all right, and there was like, we all looked at them, we said, hey, this is a team that's relatively strong, could definitely make some waves, and we're coming into the end here thinking to ourselves, maybe we see TDE in the finals. Like, this is a team that's made huge changes as far as teamwork goes, and they've always been mechanically good, but playing with each other, that's that cohesion that they built up over the season, and I love to see that change.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how some of these teams do with the off season, because I know that it's not a short period between, and I think that has affected a lot of like the returning teams, because TDE was one of those when they first like showed up, and I knew that they were associated with like UB and Rex, and I was honestly a little shocked at the early performance in the season. I expected a little bit more explosivity from them, like a little bit more of a powerhouse from those names. So that was kind of a shocker. And then as the series progressed, it's like, definitely, I agree with you. Like, they came into their own and got their rhythm back. And I wonder if that just had a lot to do with the off-season period. So I guess one thing that we've never really gotten an answer to, like, because we know where TDE came from with that whole connection and whatnot. It's more of where did WASH actually
so WASH is actually just a group of people that I've known for at least a few years of my life. The jungler and our top laner, Godex Anime, and I am PJ Salt, we actually all worked together at a company in St. Louis for a few years. I went to high school with our jungler, and we've been, I think we actually worked a few jobs together. So we've been friends for a while. We've been playing League since we were probably 19. I am PJ Salt, got hired on at the company we were at 3 years, maybe 2 years ago, and we all just kind of have been playing League together since. So, our mid laner Wednesday, I met him in Tarzan's Discord back when I used to be a little more active in the League community. and we've been pretty good friends with that. And then Johnny Tsunami has been in our jungler and I's friend group for like Rust and PUBG and everything for about 6 years at this point also. So it's just a group of friends that were available to play, and we just all happen to play the right roles to make a team.
Any particular reason behind the name Washed? And the that's simple.
We're washed up. Yeah, so the team name is We're Washed Up. I took about a 1.5 year break from playing League, and I haven't ever really gotten back to grinding out the mechanics and everything. I think it's true for most of us. We all peaked either Diamond 2 to Diamond 4. And we just kind of all stopped playing because, you know, we're mostly 26 years old at this point, so there's not a ton of time for League. The logo, we were actually just going to go no logo, and then our jungler just Googled foot logo, and we found the Tar Heels logo. We just submitted it and went with it.
Honestly, like that's pretty much how most of these teams seem to end up forming, is it's all just like a group of friends. And that's honestly, I think, one of the things that makes FoF a little bit more unique than some of these other leagues, is like basically every single team that's joined has been a bunch of people who's like, hey, I found out this thing does a tournament, you want to join? Like, let's just see who we can randomly find. And then the cohesion just kind of starts building, and some teams stick around, some teams shift and evolve, and it's
right. I mean, we're not friends anymore after this split, but you know, we're gonna play together still. So it'll be good.
I mean, that's how it is with RLS, right? It's like once y'all like run out of competition for a couple of months, y'all just like hate
totally. We totally definitely don't just watch anime together on the weekends. Oh baby, we need more anime nights for RLS.
Maybe that's something we should bring into our Discord. Like, just bring out some random like watch videos, because I know like I've seen some of y'all join the in-houses and stuff. I know RLS has been in there a couple of times. And Wash, you said y'all didn't scrim, but didn't I see a couple of you guys in the channel?
We did. I think 3 of us ended up playing one of the in-houses. I think it was myself, Godox, Anime. Taylor, were you playing?
No, I stepped out. I think it was Johnny.
Yeah, I think it was Johnny. We played one. It was fun. It was pretty cool to actually play with other people in the league, see how they kind of played.
I know I currently have a 0% win rate in the FoF in-houses, because I picked Tarek top and then got camped by Utility Monster's Leona support.
Nice.
I was level 2 and I got ganked by the support, and I was like, what is going on?
It's like, what did I do?
Yeah, Tarek never worked great for us either.
It be that way.
And you know, speaking of Leona, like, I don't know if y'all saw the new skin line that's coming out, the High Noon stuff that's coming.
Yeah,
there's no way Leona's got 2 skins this year.
Dude, she has got the Southern Belle thing going on, and it's just like, wow. Really, Riot?
Like, don't get me wrong, really? It's pretty and all, but like 2 legendary skins this year? Come on. You should give him to a champion that hasn't gotten a skin in forever, like Fiddlesticks.
Like Ornn.
Right? Wait, does Ivern have more skins now?
I mean, the last time Fiddlesticks got a skin was in 2018.
Well, but he did get the whole visual rework, so technically all of his skins changed. They worked on all of them, and that was a massive rework.
That's true. That's true.
So,
all right, let's see. What's the last skin that's been
faded?
So yeah, and honestly, this is kind of like, so I don't know.
Udyr in 2019.
Like, if y'all have been 2019. Okay, so yeah, it's been about 2. Yeah, it's been a really long time. I think Rek'Sai is like even longer.
Uno and Fiddlesticks are the only 2 that are longer, but both of them did get the visual update. Udyr, however, nothing.
He's got his massive thing coming up.
Zillion's next, as in terms of not getting a skin. In terms of updates, I don't know. I don't have that Riot insider information.
There should be fewer Udyr players than there are already. Yeah, if you play Udyr, you probably could just log off.
That's how I felt about Volibear. When they started reworking Volibear, I was like, oh no, there's going to be more Volibear players.
Yeah, press the attack Volibear's sick. It's a super good addition to the game for sure.
Nope. When new Volley came out, everyone was saying that the champion sucked, so I picked up Volley out of spite.
Naturally.
Yeah, it's a good champion.
a little too much damage in that champion. But otherwise, it's okay, I guess.
And then it's like I know we usually don't talk patch notes on the lounge, but it's like because in all honesty, at our level of play, I feel like there's there's still that comfortability aspect. So like patch notes don't always affect things, but I do know Jinx is getting a massive nerf bat to the face.
Oh, is she?
I think she just got it, and so we had the Swain rework as well, where they changed a bunch of his stuff. Do you think that that's going to affect the FoF meta at all? Because I know that Swain was a pick that was chosen a few times.
Swain, from
not
what I
the most
understand, is
popular.
going to be disabled. No.
I can't recall.
Yeah, he's disabled.
Yeah, he's disabled. Yeah, Swain will be disabled because I think his was just that much of
Yeah.
a massive change. Now that I'm thinking about it.
The Mordekaiser buffs, on the other hand, kind of spooky. Giving him extra move speed on his passive at the ultimate level breakpoints is really, really, really spooky. Like I do not want to play against that.
I'm pretty excited about Tristana's little adjustment. Tristana already felt pretty good, at least in solo queue. So that's a little bit of additional 80 growth per level is pretty good. I'm glad to see Jinx is getting nerfed. I play Jinx. I don't think I picked it all in the season. It's a boring champion. I don't think it's fun. So I won't play things I don't think are fun. People need to stop picking Jinx because there's more interesting things to pick.
I love Jinx from Arcane.
Yeah, Jinx from Arcane.
Jinx from Arcane.
The Ezreal actually shot up in win rate a ton. His play rate's like 28%, and he's gone up 2% in win rate. So that True Shot Barrage might need to get a little fixed again.
Yeah, it's like it's down to 90
Yeah,
seconds.
and you'll have it up every
ring.
30, 40 seconds.
Yeah. Right, and then there was also I think we'll probably see Kai'Sa make an appearance at least, just because of the fact that she's getting some extra magic damage bonus.
Yeah, I think when Jinx is out of the meta a little bit, Kai'Sa will be a bit more palatable in lane. Kai'Sa's range is just awful. So, super fun champ, really strong, but it just doesn't feel as good a lot of the time.
Yeah, especially because it just gets blown up instantaneously if you have an assassin. I don't know. It's like I think this patch is kind of an interesting one. It's got some really cool items. Another one I liked was the Sejuani.
Sejuani change is massive.
Sejuani felt pretty good already. That's going to be really strong. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good, and we've seen Sejuani plenty in FoF. So that is just increase maker.
Yeah. Sejuani aside, there's a few other picks that have been very strong picks throughout the season. That also got touched up. Like, for example, Xayah, Soraka is one that's been banned against RLS like forever. And now some really, really big nerfs.
And then there's the Kassadin buff. I want to see someone whip out Kassadin so bad.
What do y'all think of his that random portrait change?
It's weird.
It looks so ugly.
Threw me off. I don't get it.
It's new and I'm uncomfortable and I don't like it.
I thought it was a new champion that I missed.
Yeah, I think that's kind of been the consensus I've been hearing. I'm probably one of the few people who's like, I like this. I mean, it's a little generic in terms of some science fiction fantasy stuff, but considering we're having a Void champion coming out soon, whatnot, hopefully there's an actual event around it, kind of like the Ruined King event.
You guys aren't talking about the stopwatch change. That's probably the best thing on there.
No one even did that.
Yeah, I didn't even know this was a thing.
No one did that in this league. It doesn't matter.
No, like the thing is, right? I
true.
did that a lot, like in normals and stuff like that. But other than that, it's okay.
It's so situationally.
I mean, why would you buy another? I kind of get buying another hourglass after you've got Zhonya's or Guardian Angel, but still.
No. It's buying a stopwatch after.
Yeah.
That's
It's so situationally useful.
It's because being able to be, completely invulnerable for 5 straight seconds is ridiculous.
I mean, when you're CC'd for 6 seconds in the middle of a fight and it takes 8 seconds to kill you, that kind of makes sense.
I do know that Cloud9, to branch off of FoF just a little bit in terms of competitiveness, but I know Cloud9 lost the game where Kassadin had his Zhonya's and stopwatch for 5 seconds, and then the fight was just over when Kassadin got his resets back up.
Yeah, so it's like there's that, and then I don't know if y'all caught the the Valorant League that we had running over the weekend. I know RLS had a team in there.
RLS got more than just one round. Improvement, baby.
They did. I think their first game they were up against an Immortal team in terms of rank. And what do you remember what RLS ranks are? I don't remember.
Silver, gold. I think one player is platinum. Maybe. I'm not even sure if they were available that day.
Yeah, that was kind of one of those things where it was. I was watching it.
I know that
fun
for
to
both
watch,
Saturday
for
and
sure.
Sunday, Spiker wasn't available, who would have been like our only player who's played like on a mortal level before, but that's it. And he was not available because on Saturday we were at Highlander Con doing Rivals of Ether stuff, and on Sunday, I think we were all just like dead tired from Highlander Con.
Like that definitely sounds like it was a lot of fun. I mean, FoF has been kind of like we've been building up the brand. I know that we're planning on Valorant is kind of like our first real branch out. And I know that we got some other plans in the works, so keep your eyes out for those. That'll be pretty
Speaking
exciting.
of things to keep the eyes out on, we've also if you're interested in another season or maybe something along those lines.
You know, it's like you're gonna have to watch Grand Finals to find out all the information you want for that. And another thing, and then also we for those who weren't paying attention, the merch store is open again, so you can buy some new hoodies and all that fun stuff. Like I already got my my Ace Boba hoodie, and I've been wearing that like crazy. And they're really
the merch looks super nice.
Honest. Yeah, it looks crisp. I actually saw the enamel pins that we've got. I saw a picture of those, and they are a lot more shiny and vibrant and expressive. Like that's the best way I can think to like expressive is the best way to describe it than I expected. It's like I love enamel pins, but it's like, you know, sometimes you see some that you're just like, okay, it's cool. These are just, they kind of popped. I have a feeling someone did some touching up on that photo. But yeah, I think that's all I really had planned for this one, this lounge right here. So, Washed, Ahntye, you got any final thoughts before we start breaking off again?
All I'm gonna say to UB, I mean, this isn't even really a UB thing. This is just the merch in the merch store looks so good that there's like no shot that we don't get one of those at least one of these days. And maybe it's this season, you know? We got to get that championship win specifically for the merch.
I mean, we've already got the UB hoodie on there. It's like, are we just gonna? It's kind of a question of like maybe we'll do like a limited run or something like that of the old school stuff and retire the old jersey, that sort of thing. I'm not sure how we're planning on doing that if we have a repeat winner.
Just 2 logos.
Just do 2 logos.
Yeah, I'll figure that out when we get there.
Simply don't let it happen. RLS will simply win.
RLS will simply win.
Yeah, this is a merchandise league first and foremost, and they're cutting into your bottom line. So,
yeah. UB would understand.
I'm sure they would. Regardless,
Universal basic merch this time.
Yeah, regardless, it's kind of one of those. I honestly, I had a joy watching Wash play this season. It was great having y'all here. Really, like, you guys put up one heck of a fight, and the games were always really exciting. Not to mention the Trash Talk channel. That was always an entertainment.
Yeah, we are first and foremost content machines, and then we play League secondary. So,
which is perfect.
Exactly.
I feel ya.
All right, so I think, like I said, that's about all I've got. I'm gonna go ahead, close it out here. So just want to say thank you so much to our sponsors, Adobe Creative Cloud, the Academy of Art, Logitech Gaming. Greatly appreciate all of y'all's support. And remember, folks, we will catch you for our semifinals this week, and then you got to make sure you watch the grand finals to see any special announcement we might be having for season 6. So keep your eyes out for that, and we will see you on the Rift.